This video is for Ashley, who was asking me questions on Facebook yesterday about using hair sticks. Her hair has gotten rather long and she was asking how you make hair sticks and how you use them, so I thought that I would do a quick demo on the 3 basic buns that I wear pretty much every day with a hair stick. Now, I'm going to use this, which is the one that started the conversation, which I carved yesterday. It's not finished. I'm probably going to paint it black. They're not too hard to make, but in case you don't have the time to sit around carving things out of wood, you can also buy hair sticks at Claire's at the mall or Icing. They don't really have a very large selection and they're rather cheap, so you have to be careful not to break them, but they have those there. And you can also get them at Sally's sometimes. So if you just kind of look around, you can find them, and then you can also find them on the internet for considerably more expensive, but they are available on Etsy and stuff like that. Now, my hair is significantly longer than hers, but I do think that all the buns I'm going to show you will work on hair that's shorter than mine. All of these buns take a little bit of practice to get right, so they might look kind of messy at first and they might be kind of frustrating at first, but just do it a couple times and eventually you'll get the hang of it. The technique of using a hair stick also requires some practice, so don't give up. It's definitely worth it. Hair sticks are very easy to use once you kind of get the motion down. If you're having trouble with hair sticks, you can start with a clip of some sort. I think I got a set of these at Walgreens for $5 or $6. You can use the bottom like you would a hair stick, and then the clip goes over top of the bun and it holds it in better. I think that's all I have to say, so let's get started in actually showing you what these buns are. The first bun that I'm going to show you today is called the Lazy Wrap Bun. It's very easy and it's one of my go-to buns for every day or in a pinch. The first step to creating this bun is to gather your hair back in a ponytail. If you're not used to doing this, you can use an elastic to kind of cheat, but I usually don't do that. Take the ponytail and clasp it between your thumb and index finger. Take the strand and wrap it up around the top of your index finger, keeping the tail between the palm of your hand and your head. This will create a loop around your index finger. The next step is to take the tail and wrap it around. I like to give it a twist here because it keeps the hair together well, but it's not necessary. Take that strand and wrap it around the base of your thumb, creating a second loop. Take the tail and wrap it over top of the first loop, again, keeping the tail between the palm of your hand and your head. You'll now have 2 loops. Make sure that when you wrap the loops, there's enough space to take your fingers out at the end. Take what's left of your hair and wrap it around both of the loops, again, close to your head. Once you've tucked the tail in, you're left with 2 loops. The next step is to slowly take your fingers out of them, carefully, so not to mess them up at all. When you're done with that, hold the bun flat to your head. Take your hair stick and push it into one of the loops. Make sure that it's going straight towards your head, but don't stab yourself. Next, you're going to turn the stick. This is a scooping motion, and it'll pick up some of the hair from your scalp to hold the bun to your head. This is a little tricky at first, so keep practicing and eventually you'll get it. Next, when the stick is sideways, push it through the bun. You might want to give it a little bit of a twist, like you're drilling a hole. That'll help keep your hair from getting pulled. Push it through until the end of the stick comes out of the second loop. And then adjust accordingly. This bun will hold with just a stick, but if you're worried about security, you can also secure the end with a bobby pin. And that's it. That's the Lazy Wrap Bun. Next, I'm going to show you a variation on the Lazy Wrap Bun called the Disc Bun. First, you gather your hair into a ponytail, just like you did with the first bun. Only this time, we're going to take the ponytail and divide it into 2 parts down the middle. Try to make them as even as possible. Once you've done that, take your index finger and stick it in between the 2 strands to keep them separate. Just like this. Take the strand farthest away from the wrist of the holding hand and wrap it around the top of your middle finger and your ring finger. Just like the lazy wrap bun, we're going to create a loop and keep the tail between the palm of our hand and our head. Make sure that strands from the second section of hair don't get stuck in the first loop. One of the ways to do this, if it's not too confusing, is to simply flip that strand over the top of your head to keep it out of the way, temporarily. Next, take the tail of the first strand and wrap it around the base of the first loop you made. You're not going to need to wrap it around any more fingers. Again, just keep it between the palm of your hand and your head. And wrap it around until there's no hair left, and then tuck the tail underneath. Take the second section of hair, and we're going to wrap it in the other direction this time. Take the section and wrap it around the base of your thumb. It's going to go over top of your thumb, and create a second loop, just like we did with the lazy wrap. Wrap it around the base of both of the loops. Again, you won't need to wrap it around any other fingers, just keep the tail between your hand and your head. Wrap this one again until there is nothing left. Next, slip your fingers out from the loops and hold them flat to your head as we did with the first bun. Then, as always, take the hair stick, stick it straight into the loop, scoop, and turn it sideways. Remember to catch hair from your scalp and go through the bun. Twist as you push through, and make sure that the stick comes out through the second loop. There you have it. Once again, if you do so desire, you can insert a bobby pin for extra security. That's the disc bun. For good measure, I'm going to throw in this bun. It doesn't look that great with just a hair stick. I prefer it with a clip, but with some people's hair it might actually look a lot better. So this is a braided Cinnabon, and the first thing you're going to want to do is to gather your hair and braid it with a simple 3-strand braid. Once you're done braiding, secure the end with an elastic. Give the base of the bun a twist and wrap the hair around the base, holding it flat to your head. Keep wrapping until there's no tail left, and then tuck the hair that remains underneath the part that's been wrapped. Then take your hair stick. Make sure that it's as flat as possible. I think that looks best. Take your hair stick and stick it through one of the coils of the braid. Again, straight into your head. Take the stick, turn and scoop, and twist it through. Make sure that the end of the stick comes out through one of the loops of the braid on the other side. I always use a bobby pin for this because in my hair it tends to be less secure than the other wraps. And there it is. That's a braided cinnamon bun. Here's a picture of a better version with a clip that helps it lay flatter. I like that look much better. So that's about it. I hope that this demo was somewhat helpful, and good luck!